Hi, my name is Michael. This video is about Planet X, Nibiru, and its connection to God's judgments. I believe that Nibiru is going to be used in God's judgments. Let me just start with showing you some scriptures about that. In Jeremiah 25 verse 32 and 48 verse 8 speaks of the destroyer on Nibiru. It says, "Disaster will soon spread from nation to nation. They will come like a powerful storm to all the faraway places on earth. The destroyer will come against every town. Not one town will escape. The Lord has said this will happen." Also, I've noticed in the Corbin Bible, it speaks also about the destroyer that it had passed in the past as well. It passed in the time of Noah's flood and the time of the Exodus from Egypt. Let me just show you what the Corbin Bible says about the destroyer. "When ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heavens. Their ways change. There is movement and restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appears redly in the skies. When blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and the mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Trees will be destroyed and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and seas will boil. Hence we get many causes of animal deaths in the oceans, like you might have noticed recently, lots of sea life find mysteriously dying on the shores or beaches because the seas are warming up. The people, also know in the Corbin Bible speaks about the destroyer, the people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and battle cry of the destroyer. Where have you heard that before? I mean, the sound of the shofar, battle cry of the destroyer, and will seek refuge within dens in the earth. Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from a broken pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer." Planet X, or Nibiru, has an elliptical orbit and is just showing you a bit more there. It's got it takes about, they say, within over 3,600 years for it to go around our sun. And even the ancient Sumerians knew about the Planet X on Nibiru, and they called it the planet of the crossing. Here's they got on one of their stone tablets. They've got a picture of Planet X, the destroyer. This is a Sumerian tablet. You can see they show their Planet X, the destroyer. Also in the Corbin Bible, it devotes 3 chapters entirely to Jeremiah's destroyer. The ancient Egyptian scribes documented it, and this is what they wrote in the Corbin Bible. "Men forget the days of the destroyer, only the wise know where it went, and it will return in its appointed hour. It was as billowing smoke, clouds of smoke enwrapped in a ruddy glow, not distinguishable in joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss from which flame, smoke, and hot cinders. When blood, red ash drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer." So it tells you all a bit more here. Basically, when the hour of the time when the destroyer comes, it says it will change the waters into blood red due to the iron oxide that it produces. And let me show you some more about that. As the destroyer, or Planet X, came over at the time of the Exodus, and it also shows that more proof here, as the scribes Egyptian scribes that wrote this after the Exodus. the Corbin Bible, and they wrote, "The dark days began with the last visitation of the destroyer. These were days of ominous calm when the people waited for what they not knew. The days of stillness were followed by a time when the noise of trumpeting and shrilling was heard in the heavens, again trumpeting sound. The people spoke of the God of the slaves. His manifestation was in the heavens for all men to see, but they did not see with understanding. Dust and smoke clouds darkened the sky and coloured the waters upon which they fell with a bloody hue. Plague was throughout the land. The river was bloody, and blood was everywhere. Red ash mixed with water, it made the rivers blood, like turned to blood. In the glow of the destroyer, the earth was filled with redness. Vermin bred and filled the air and the face of the earth with loathsomeness. The face of the land was battered and devastated by a hail of stones which smashed down all that stood in the path of the torrent." So with the appearance of Planet X, you hear like a trumpeting sound. You see the rivers turn to blood with the iron oxide dust clouds. Hailstones, fiery hailstones come down. That sounds very familiar to the Revelation, which is soon to be fulfilled. Let me go on to that. In Revelation chapter 8, verse 7, the first sounded, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and they were thrown to the earth, and a third of the earth was burnt up, and a third of the trees were burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up. So it shows there fire and hail will come. And in Revelation chapter 12 it speaks again of Planet X, the destroyer. I'll read from chapter 1. "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child travailed in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And that dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child as soon as it was born." So that is also twofold. It represents Satan, obviously, devouring the child, male child, and also Planet X. I'll show you how it looks like Planet X. So Planet X describes it as a fiery red dragon. You can see there that it's red like a red dragon, it has wings like a dragon, and a tail which drags a third of the stars or fiery meteorites to the earth. So that is Planet X, Nibiru. I hope you liked my video, and if you've got any comments, please leave them below. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye bye.